Just doing some testing tonight. Testing a couple of new ideas that I haven't really explored in a while. First thing is I replaced the spark gap switch that I usually use, automotive relay switch. I wanted to play around with the SSR. So I got that working. It's very quiet. It runs a lot faster. I also got an induction coil here on top. It's picking up the flux coming off the main drive coil, and I'm pumping it through full weight bridge rectifier right there, and it's going right back to the battery, and it's hovering at 24.5 volts, and it's not budging. Like, this thing's been running a while, so I'm running 24 volts, 2 batteries in series. So yeah, it's working really well. This thing's flying. Plus I got the piezos. They're activated. I tried touching them. I got pretty damn good shock out of it. Any questions, comments, enter it in the live chat. So I'm doing some testing. I got an induction coil here that's picking up the flux off the main coil and going to a full weight bridge rectifier and then pumping that power back to the batteries. And this thing's been running a while, and the voltage has not changed. It's staying exactly where it is. Like, about an hour it's been running. It hasn't budged. That's a 60 watt LED. It's a real wattage. When I plug it in with a watt meter, it's 7 watts. So I've timed it so there is a little bit of a delay. Get some more back EMF there. It's working really good. I'm using SSR, and I ordered that on Amazon, and it's working great. Sorry for all the wires. I'm just doing a lot of testing. Also did some work on the Renegade tonight. I looped the pickup coils. I looped it back into the main battery. So that thing is incredible what that thing's doing. Freak of nature. But this is pretty much a miniature version of the Renegade. So yeah, this thing's working fantastic. It's really quiet, and the enhancements I've done to the wheel are just amazing. This thing's just flying. Looks like it's slow on camera, but she's going pretty damn fast. I would say right now, I'm not actually even pushing it. I could go a lot faster. It's about 500 RPM right now. Using a SSR, so this is the input for the trigger. I got 12 volts triggering that through my 3D printer proximity sensor. That's what's triggering the motor, and this is the output, in and out. And this coil here is creating extra power from the flux that's being generated by this coil, so there's actually no physical connection. And then I'm putting it to a bridge rectifier right down here and pumping it right back to the batteries. Any questions, comments? Live chat is open. I've been sick for the last week with the flu, so that's pretty much why I haven't been doing any live shows. Tonight's pretty much the first night I feel somewhat back to normal. Still at 24.5 volts. It hasn't moved. Like, this thing's been running a long time, and she hasn't budged. So I got 24 volts going into the system. I could even speed it up a little bit. Now she's accelerating. Yeah, she's going pretty fast, but I like running it at a lower potential speed. I want the blinking to happen. So I'm really slowing it down. The blinking is what I want. So the way it's running right now, at this speed, this motor will run for extremely a long time. Very sensitive. Trying to get that speed just right. So the way I got it, it will run and run and run. It doesn't put any stress on the battery. It's staying rock solid. If I speed it up a lot, it will go down to 24.4 volts. But other than that, it's really not noticing the battery. Like the battery's not even noticing the load on the system. It's because I got fast triggering going. But I think my ace in the pocket, again, is the piezos. I've got two barium titanate piezos. They're hooked up in series. Okay. And that's off the back EMF that's coming off the coil directly right into the piezos. That's creating kind of the same phenomena as what the spark gap switch is doing. But now I got the speed of an SSR triggering it. I did touch it earlier and it gives quite a jolt. It's a lot of activity going on there. I think that's really making this thing run excellent. But the big story of the night is I got this. These are cores. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy these ferrite cores, wrap them with, whatever gauge wire you want, hook it up to a bridge rectifier, put it on top of your coil, and just pick up the flux that's coming off it. So yeah, let's just see what I can do with it. So I'm going to hardwire it into the system. Probably that's my next step. And also this induction coil, I might try to make 2 more of them and just feed it all the way around that coil. And all that flux will dump it right into the full weight bridge and then pump it right back into the battery. That's where it's going to loop without shorting it out. And the idea is for this battery not to move ever. If it stays at 24.5 volts forever, we have over unity because there's my output power. So I think the ace in the hole, guys, buy them. They're on Amazon. They're like 11, 12 bucks. Barium titanate transducer. Use 2 of them in series, hooked directly from the coil. So the back EMF from that coil goes directly straight into those piezo. And I think that's the ace in the hole. Hey Mike, how's it going? Been sick for the last week, so I haven't really done much. Had a major flu, so yeah, just doing testing, like a lot of testing. I did work on the Renegade tonight. I did some hard wiring on that, looped that, all the pickup coils and looped that back into the main battery, did all the wiring, routed all the wire out through the system. It's all hardwired into the system. Yeah, I was pretty sick. Actually, the whole family got sick. So, yeah, this little motor's working amazing. Totally incredible. And if I want to speed it up, this thing will honk. This thing will go over 1,000 RPM. Right now, it's about 350, 400 RPM right now. I could get it over 1,000, no problem. With this SSR, oh yeah. It's fast. It's fast triggering. And I'm using the 3D printer proximity sensor. That's what's triggering my system. I'm using the separate battery to run it because it has to be isolated. So that battery there is what's running basically the trigger of the 3D printer proximity sensor and the trigger of the SSR. That's all that battery does. All the power, everything else is done by these guys here. Course is piezo's out to the light and whatever load you want to run. So basically all the light is right now is just basically a ballast, so the system doesn't blow up on me. So it's got to have some form of a load, but I could hook it up to a battery, whatever, you know, charge car batteries, whatever I want to do. Now this is just basically, this core here is just running off induction, and then I put it straight into full wave bridge rectifier, and that's charging the batteries. And this thing's been running over an hour, and the voltage is staying the same. It hasn't budged. I'll even reset it here. Yeah, it's been running over an hour and the batteries haven't budged. It's not even noticing the load at all. There's in the community section, I got a video posted there. Just go to the top tab of the Faraday Research YouTube channel, click on community, and there's a video there with Dan Winter. I highly recommend this video. Watch it 5 times. You're going to learn something, and that's exactly what they're talking about in that video is what's happening here. So highly recommend that video. Just click on the community tab at the top, and I think it's like the first or second entry from the top. Dan Winters getting interviewed with that Zed guy, Dan Zed or whatever. But really good video, and it gives a lot of great points, and it's called implosive inductance is what's happening in my system. Pretty well convinced of that. The Bucky Ball guy? No, I don't think so. Just watch the video. Highly recommend it. I listened to it probably about 7 times already, because they got an electrical engineer on there that's studied pretty much every energy device in North America, and I think they have a pretty good grasp on what's actually happening in my system, because I'm using the piezoelectrics in the system, and that's one of the key components. I guess you could say it's the secret sauce. So I'm getting excellent results with this SSR. I stayed away from these things for a long time. Like, this is the first time I've touched one of these probably in 5 years. So it's all in the timing, and the piezos create the kind of the make and break. They're almost acting like a spark gap switch, but it's doing it through the piezoelectric effect. So I'm getting some pretty encouraging results right now. Better than I thought. Let's just say that. Are you doing a show tonight, Mike? I hear you. Well, that sounds like fun. Not. But anyways, that's what I've been up to. So I've just been doing a lot of testing with the small Renegade. I did some hard wiring on the big Renegade. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. Yeah, I'm just doing a lot of testing. I might do a live show sometime soon. I know it's getting close to Christmas, but we'll see. So I'll keep everybody posted, and I'm just gonna rev this thing up one more time, see how fast I can get it to go. Oh yeah, she's honking now. She's flying. It's definitely at 1,000 RPM now. I could push it a little more. That's not the idea. I want the blinking. The blinking is the back EMF spikes. That's what I want. Yeah, 2 pieces. I could go 4, but the 2 of them I get really good action. Like I'm getting a full pounding inside the pieces. No, I just put them under the wheel because I want to keep everything very close together, like all the wiring close. So I'm going to hardwire this SSR into the circuit, and there's all the wiring's going to be very close. There's going to be very little um, resistance in the circuit. I'm going to That's the key. Keep the wires short as possible. But yep, that's about it. I'll let you guys go. If I do a live show, I'll definitely post it. I've been on here for 20 minutes now, so. Alright, thanks for joining me. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Take care for now.